everybody, and welcome back to Crypto Simplified. In today's video, I shall be looking at Genesis Vision, a project that I think might be an interesting look for people who are hodling for the long term. However, before I get into this video, I want to reiterate that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just the research that I would do before investing in a token, and I just want to share it with you folk. However, before I get into that, thank you all so much for the likes, for the shares, and welcome to all the new subscribers. We are almost at 500 subs on this channel. Thank you all so much for the phenomenal support. When we hit 750 subs, I'm going to have a giveaway. I'm going to decide over the next few weeks which token would be best to give away, and I want to make this really worthwhile for you folks. So leave your suggestions and let me know if there are any non-top 20 tokens that you would like me to give away. So let's get into this report then. What is Genesis Vision and what is this project all about? So firstly, it's an ERC20 token. It's just on the Ethereum blockchain so far. I don't have too much news about whether they'll become their own token at some point, but as I learn about that, I shall let you know. Basically, what they're trying to do is decentralize the private trust management market. So it's an enabler for people to invest in cryptocurrency as well as fiat in the same way that they would in the stock market. So how does this actually work normally? Well, people who are investing in these markets don't normally do it themselves. They have a fund manager who does all the investment for them. So who is this project actually targeted at? And there are three parties in here. I shall get more into those three parties later, but basically it's for people who want to invest, so they have the money, but they don't have the time to research or the time to trade and watch these markets all the time. It's also for private or fund managers who have their own capital and are looking to get more investors on board from around the world. It's the same thing with the brokers. They want to attract international attention to what they're trying to do. So there are three parties, as you might have guessed. There are managers, investors, and brokers. So the way investing normally works is the investor gives the money to the manager. The manager trades via a broker who deals with the exchange. The money comes back from the exchange to the broker who takes a cut, who gives it to the manager who gives you your money back after also taking a cut. So normally what the idea is that the managers invest their money in certain places and you as an investor choose to put your money in the same place as them. So the manager is doing a lot of the work. You are just helping with the returns, and as payment for their services, the manager gets a cut. This is how it's always been. But now with our decentralized ideas, we want to change this and sort of shake it up a little bit. So let's just define the problems first, and then we can have a look at the solutions behind it all. So firstly, as I said earlier, people don't have time to research cryptocurrency markets. As of now, there are 1,500 tokens available on exchanges. That is a ton. And it does take a very long time to actually look at the fundamentals behind every single project. And then if you want to look at the team, the past work history of the team, as well as partnerships and everything, that is what I do when I invest. It will take a very long time, and there are physically not enough hours in a day to do this, especially if you have a day job to go to as well. This is just an impossible thing, but people do want to earn from the crypto market. Then, investors get returns, but the manager doesn't normally tell them what percentage of the funds they've given them has gone into which asset. So there is a lack of transparency here. Also, if you're with a bank, banks have brokers, and that means you can only invest in certain types of exchanges. So there is a limitation over there. And lastly, it's a smaller problem, but it most definitely happens right now, is that there's a huge potential for fraud and Ponzi schemes, especially if there's a lack of transparency in where this money is going. And the last point is something that I found as a personal thing, because when I was investing in mutual funds, my managers, or the availability of mutual funds to put your money in, they also had some oil companies and steel companies. These are massively polluting companies, and I do not want to be a part of them in any way. However, it was very difficult for me to choose where this money was going. So as a result, I sort of dialed back on my mutual fund investments and switched to crypto instead, because I had much more control. And having said that, these are the solutions that are being proposed by the Genesis Vision team. So to solve the problem of no time, they want professionals to do your investment for you. Professionals who they have vetted, and professionals with a track record of success in this space. So this might improve your odds of getting returns while also reducing the amount of time you need to put into it. However, there will be a cut from your earnings that goes towards paying the fund managers. That's just how this works. Time is money, and you are paying money for your time. Another major advantage of their proposed solutions are that investors can be in touch with several managers. So you just need to be on their platform and you can be in touch with all the managers who Genesis Vision has in their system. So you can have a diversified holding from different managers' portfolios. This ties in very nicely with each manager publicly showing everywhere that they're investing so that you can know, okay, I like the risk management of this manager. I do enjoy the way that they're looking at the time spans of their investments. So you can choose these things based on the public results. And of course, if you're not happy with what the managers are doing, you can always exit your position. Remember, this is not a live project just yet. They have a demo, but it's not a live project. So these are just proposed solutions. Nothing is definite right now. All this information I'm giving you is from the white paper, and a white paper is not a legally binding document. It is a statement of intent. So I'm just walking you through their intentions. So, having said that, let's look at the people behind this project. The team has LinkedIn pages, even though they're all from Russia. So I can see this as a very international facing idea. But I don't see the team as anyone, there's no one really outstanding in this team. There are some people who have done good work. They've worked with major companies. But in terms of getting someone who is a dead certainty in terms of having worked in very high pressure situations for a long period of time, we don't really have that. But it is commendable that there is one person from the International Atomic Energy Agency, as well as a couple representatives from the St. Petersburg Stock Exchange. So these are not achievements to just swat away. They are fairly commendable. So yes, there is some sort of credit towards the strength of the team here, but I don't think this is the deciding factor in any decision that I would make. Going towards the advisors, things are looking fairly good, except for one I would count it as a red flag. So let's look at the positives first. We have two members from Liquor AG. These guys were voted as the 2017 FinTech Company winners. You also have the CEO and co-founder of Changelly, Konstantin Gladish, and he does have a very prominent company. So kudos to that strong advisor base. However, that red flag that I spoke about, Charlie Shrem, he was one of the founders of the Bitcoin Foundation, so he has done a lot for the Bitcoin community. However, the fact that I mentioned him as a red flag is because he was convicted and spent 2 years in prison. This was due to his dealings, not dealings per se, but his interactions through his platform with the Silk Road people. Silk Road, while some might see them as a champion of a free market, they have been convicted for crimes of dealing drugs and selling weapons and all these things that the dark web is given its dark, bad associations to. So as an investor, I would not be 100% optimistic about putting my money in a team that is being advised by someone who was convicted of a crime and spent time in federal prison. However, I will not judge the entire team based on one person, because that's exactly what a team is. A team covers up the weaknesses of their members while amplifying their strengths. So his strengths and the potential for his contribution is still really, really high. So I'm not going to discount them, but it is something that you do need to look out for. In other positive advisor news, there is good representation from fund managers, and since this company is working in the wealth management sector, you cannot have too many of them. So I think it's fairly positive, but the red flag does pull us back a fair amount, especially when it comes to the long-term potential of this company. Because if more people are going to get involved, they will see this as a red flag too, and that will hold back a lot of money coming into this project. Next up, the token use. So the primary token on this platform is a GVT. You need to buy this token, and then you use this token to buy tokens issued by the fund managers. So you are using the GVT token as an investment to buy the manager's securities. The issuing of these tokens are dependent on the manager's past performance, and the valuation currently of each token will be based on their current output and their results. This creates a fairly unique scenario of investors being able to buy tokens from several managers, and I would call this meta diversification. My word, meta diversification. You can diversify within managers who are diversifying. A key part of the success in a cryptocurrency project is its adoption. And you can only get adopted if you have really good strategic partners, and these guys have two really top-notch partners. So with Just2Trade, they are a global brokerage firm, and they have offices in the USA, Europe, China, Russia, Mexico, and India. So we have mature markets as well as fast-growing developing markets like India, Mexico, and Russia. So huge potential there and a lot of expertise coming into the market. And I did mention one of the members of the team in the C-suite. He is the CEO of Tools for Brokers, and Tools for Brokers are a partner as well. However, they're not a partner in the same way as Just2Trade, because Tools for Brokers already has a ton of clients on their service. Their goal is to take brokers from their centralized Tools for Broker platform onto the decentralized Genesis Vision platform. So there was about $100 billion in turnover last year. So there is a lot of potential for money coming into this space, especially with expertise from brokers coming in. They will bring their clients, and this can potentially be a fantastic self-fulfilling cycle here. So if they get things right initially, things can accelerate in a massive way. However, because this is not a live project yet, remember. They just have a working demo. It's not a live project. Another key part to success is community and community feedback. And the Reddit presence is fantastic. It's very, very enthusiastic. And they use LinkedIn and Twitter for announcements, of which I hope there will be a few more, because there has been a down market and companies tend to have been shelving announcements. So I do hope that with a lot more optimism in the market that we currently see, we will have more announcements, especially, I'll come to this later, based on their roadmap. While the community has sort of been fairly engaged, they haven't had the best of press. I have spoken about the McAfee pumps in earlier videos and how I really do not like John McAfee choosing coins, drumming up all the buzz behind them, and then people dumping them. This has happened, and Genesis Vision has been collateral damage, or not collateral damage per se. They have been affected by these McAfee pumps. And that did lead the COO, Miroslava Egorova, to talk about the functional use of the GVT token. And she did say in the press, there is currently no use for the GVT right now. So she was a little confused by that recent price pump. Was this a problem in the past? Yes. Can this be a problem going forward? We do not know. But there's always this bad taste in the mouth when you see a very obvious pump and dump happening like this. So I would tread with caution, but as we go on in this video, I will show you reasons why I'm okay with possibly taking a punt on this. So let's get into that a little later though, but first let's look at the competition, because you need good competitors to make you better. And these guys have a lot of competition. So in the cryptocurrency asset management space, we already have three. I'm certain there are more. These are just three that came to my mind immediately. You got CoinDash, Authorito Capital, which is an Indian-based company, and you've also got Covesting. All of these guys have their tokens. All of them require you to buy their tokens, and then you can start, having people manage your funds. But this is just one tiny sliver of the market, because you do have the entire global asset management market. I will tell you how big that is in the next slide. But you also have new competitors coming to this space all the time. So this is a market that has a ton of competition. A ton of competition, and the competition is always increasing. But it's an absolutely massive market. $71.4 trillion in the global asset management market in 2015. This is a market with a ton of competition, But you do not need a very big slice of the pie if you're going to do well in this market. You just need to have your niche, carve out that niche of yours, and then you can get a very sizable chunk in absolute terms. Of course, in terms of percentage, you probably won't need that much to be successful. Of course, everyone does set their own parameters for success. In my opinion, I think there's lots of room in this market for a lot more competition even. You just need to find your niche. Going forward, what's this company actually going to be doing? Because we do know that they do not have a live project out yet. The alpha will be launched fairly soon. They did say Q1 2018. Quarter 1 is over. It will be over at the end of the week. Have they launched their alpha yet? No, they haven't. As of today, the 26th of March 2018, they have not launched. So let's see. Their beta will come out towards the end of the year, and then version 1.0 will launch in 2019. We don't know when exactly in 2019 it will be launched, but we first need to go through all this bug fixing in the alpha and beta first. So will there be positive price action in anticipation to this? There has been a slight uptick in price, but let's see, because this is a project that isn't really going to be live or useful till next year. So now is the chance, if you want to get in early and buy at those low prices. Then again, I am reiterating, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. At least wait till the end of the video before you make any investment decisions, folks. So next up, let's look at the numbers. And I have highlighted a few points on this chart that make this a project that I am very interested in investing in. Circulating supply and total supply are absolutely tiny. And then when you look at the per unit price, this seems like a possible multi-bagger. Again, no guarantees in this market at all, but a $25 coin that has 4.5 million total supply is a ludicrously low valuation. This is less than a fifth of the circulating supply of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is valued at $8,000 right now. So just looking at the numbers, the upside potential of this is absolutely eye-watering. Now that you have an overview of what this is all about, where can you buy this? These are the 3 exchanges where it's available. Binance and KuCoin have the largest volume. KuCoin just tends to have slightly better prices than Binance for some reason, even though the volume is always higher on Binance. I'll never understand why, but I am a member of both exchanges, and I do like my KuCoin stuff a lot. So there are your options, 3 exchanges, 2 with high volume. Hit BTC, volume is fairly average, but since everyone seems to be a member of Binance these days, very, very easy access to this token. So now that you know where to buy it, let's just have a little summary on what I think about this project. There are a lot of positives here. I think the partnerships and the use of the token are great. They've made that token absolutely essential for use on their platform, and that's fantastic. Use case, there's always a lot of money in this market, and a lot of people want to passively earn by just giving their money in and waiting for returns. And I think this can help them with that. The market size is huge, 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 huge. So it's very, very possible for these guys to have a small part of the market and still do very, very well. The token supply is in orange because I think that this, I'm punting on this. Irrespective of how this company is going to do, I'm putting a little bit of money in there and just hope this multiplier really kicks in. In terms of the neutral aspects, the team is okay, on the fence about it, and yes, when push comes to shove, the team will be very, very important in determining success of this company. But I put them as a neutral. I do hope that they can get some more people on board, and the network effect of having a lot of managers and brokers will go past the weaknesses in the team. Potential for adoption is completely up in the air. I do not know if this is going to be adopted or not, because you do have brokers on the platform, but is there potential for growth? Because with growth comes an increase in valuation of the token. And that's what we are looking at as investors. Advisors, lots of positives. Charlie Shrem providing a negative. I'll put these guys right in the middle. In terms of the negatives, pump and dump history, I think, is a slight problem, but it's not an unassailable problem. The roadmap is very vague and it's very, very long term. So you might be waiting for a while for some returns. And lastly, the competition in this space is absolutely bloodthirsty, but if they do carve out a niche for themselves, things could be looking fairly positive. So now, having said all that, let's look at my entry and exit points. I've not put an exit point because I want to hodl this for at least 2 or 3 years. I do, however, want to cash in my principal when I get about 3x up. I've bought at 0.044, just a tiny amount. I want to consolidate if the price goes between 0.04 and 0.035. I really put in a lot of orders at that mark. I'm just waiting for some consolidation. We had a lot of sideways price action from the 15th of Jan to the start of March. And that is what is healthy consolidation. We need healthy consolidation here because there's a lot of up and down happening right now and there are too many moving parts. I'm going to wait for some consolidation or for it to hit my target goal, per se, my entry goal. Once it hits those, I'm going to start buying very, very frivolously. But, the price right now is really high. The price has been moving positively. Don't really buy. I don't think you should buy when the price goes up, but I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You got to make your own decisions over here, but I am not buying right now. I do have a little bit just in case this thing moons. I can benefit from that, but I haven't done my major shopping just yet. I did miss my window a little bit, but it's okay. This is cryptocurrency and this market can change direction at any time. I've got these buy orders already in, so when the price does go down there, hopefully they'll fill automatically. So that's it from me, folks. I do hope you liked the video. Do leave a like if you did. Do leave me some comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say about the project, the video, as well as give me any suggestions on coins or tokens that you'd like me to have a look at. I appreciate all of your feedback and I try to reply to every single comment, so please let me know. And back to that thing about the whole cryptocurrency giveaway, I really do want to get that going, so just leave me your comments on coins that you would like me to give away, because I do have a fair few, and if I do have some of these coins, I'm especially looking at the lower market cap coins. I want to give away some coins that will really moon at some point in the next 1 or 2 years. So let me know about the coins that you're really, really optimistic about. I'll have a look at them, give a review, and then if I think that it might benefit you if I give them away, I'd like to do that. So that's it from me. This is Marv from Crypto Simplified signing off. You folks have an awesome week. Take care and we'll catch up very, very soon.